everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping a break vlog. Just got done watching Backlash 2025, so you guys know that I usually do a live review, especially if I'm free to do something. So I'm on my break, so I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to join the chat. I know that some will watch this later because they're watching the media coverage for it. Like I said, if anything comes up with the media coverage that is worth watching, I'll look at it. But I'm gonna get some water real quick. I'm gonna join you guys. Ooh, make sure you guys subscribe to the Take It Home podcast where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I'll put up my matches as Classic Alpha, professional wrestler of 13 years. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Awesome Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company, and we are definitely going to get our company back August 30th at the 11th hour in Dyer, Indiana, Harold's private venue. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite. Team C3 versus Team Board for full control of the company. What's going on, Robert Brown? Lafayette in the building. What's happening? I don't know about you with Backlash sucked. All right, Sean, what's going on, brother? You know I have to talk about this. The fam is good. Thanks for asking, Robert. Appreciate you. I'm try to set up this camera right because going live on the phone, you can't do it sideways. So if my phone drops, I will pick it up. So I'll go straight into it. I got done watching Backlash just like y'all did, so y'all already know. I'm gonna talk about some good stuff and I'm gonna talk about some bad stuff. As a whole, the show, for the most part, was entertaining. What I did not like, though, was two things for sure. It was an oversaturation of referees, like the interference with Lyra and Becky's match. With Lyra and Becky's match, it was two things that happened with Jessica. One where Becky acted like she was going to use the chair. Jessica took the chair, and then Becky took the turnbuckle off. And then when they were going to later in the match, Jessica realizes the turnbuckle is off. And usually when the turnbuckle pad is off, referees usually throw it out of the ring or whatever. I've never seen somebody actually go outside to fetch the turnbuckle to try to put it on the turnbuckle again. The hooks, the blind spot. So when she rolled in after Lyra hit her move, she literally saw her doing the move and then turned around for 2 seconds to turn right back around to do a pin. What up, shooting from the script? Shout out to Yella and everything he continues to do. Shout out to Art Sean. Shout out to Robert Brown. So that was one thing with the referees, and then we're going to also talk about the finish, the end of the Orton and Cena's match, which it was like 3 referee spots. One interference with all this and security and stuff, and then R-Truth randomly. Yeah, the referees definitely had a time to shine or be exposed. Another thing, I felt like let me see, 2, it's 5 matches. 1, 2, 3, 4. So out of 5 matches, 4 of them involve interference. So this shouldn't even have been called Backlash. This should have been called Backup, low key. Like this should have been called WWE Backup because a lot of people have backup or backup plans or interviewing from other people and stuff like that. You know, with Jeff Cobb, him debuting between, and then like Judgment Day trying to help Dom, but then getting kicked out, and then El Grande Americano interfering. And then even Michael Cole interfering with Walter's match. Walter. I'm calling him Walter, y'all. Y'all know I'm stressed. Gunther. But even though Gunther pulled him in later in that match, he did something, so he interfered. And then even in the main event, with outside the referees and all this, and then security, and then R-Truth, Yeah, this definitely should have been called Backup. Like, this wasn't called Backlash. This should have been called Backup. I feel like they were trying to fix the Mania ending. Show us how they could have done the main event better. We're going to talk about that main event because that main event could have been better. What up, Julie? Hope everything's good. Hope you're not about hot girls here. Anyway, we'll go straight into it. So, beginning of the show was Jacob Fatu. He defeated Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight. Fatal 4-way. Great match. Solid match. I liked what they did. I think that all four guys had a time to shine. Fatu chants throughout the whole crowd, you know, LA Knight chants and stuff like that. You got This Is Awesome chants. I think they all did a great job, especially when they went to certain things near the end. They started getting hot. Oh, I hit you with this. Somebody hit me with that, and things like that. A lot of close calls. Drew had hit LA with the Claymore, and he pinned LA, and I dang near thought he was going to win. But then Drew pulled the referee. So Drew got mad, like he's mad. He's like, oh, so even the crowd's like, oh, come on. So still, Arshawn said hi to Julie. But still, so then that goes into Drew McIntyre and Damian there fighting on top of the scaffold. And Damian hit a South of Heaven, or whatever that move is called. And that took them out. Now, allegedly, they were saying that Drew took a nasty fall, so hopefully he's okay. So then we go back into LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. Shout out to LA Knight because every time, like, I don't think he's ever missed jumping from the second rope to the top rope for an elbow drop. And he did it twice. You know what I'm saying? They both did great. Like, Jacob doing great too. Like, they was teasing Drew and Jacob. They brawled for a little bit, going back early into the match, and everything was going good. So then all of a sudden, Solo comes out of nowhere. After LA Knight was trying to put Jacob through the announce table, Solo comes out of nowhere. All of a sudden, LA Knight, he's kind of like going towards Solo. All of a sudden, he gets hit by somebody. Dude jumps over the barricade and it's Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb was a free agent, obviously signed to WWE. He was doing a lot of stuff in New Japan. He was also in Lucha Underground as Matanza, the guy with the mask and stuff like that. He's very talented. He's very agile. And it looks like he's part of this whatever storyline. Now, my only thing that I'm worried about is that if you look like a Samoan, they're gonna bring Samoan in. Basically, if you look Samoan, they're gonna bring Samoan in, and that's exactly what they're doing. He's Filipino, by the way. But like, if you have anything that favors, I don't want to say like it's all gonna look like that, but shoot, it's looking like that. You know, I know that. Tamatonga and Tongaloa, they have a brother that's like 7 foot tall or whatever. He's supposed to be debuting. He's signed or whatever like that. So it may not be the bloodline, but they're bringing in people that look like they blood cousins. So I will say that. So if you look Samoan, they're gonna bring Samoan in. They definitely gonna bring that for you. Good point. I don't think I have seen him botch the top. I don't think I've ever seen it. I've seen Braun slip. I think Sammy has done it a few times, and I think he slipped before too, but I've never seen LA Knight do it. It's impressive. So Jeff Cobb comes in, he attacks LA Knight. Jacob sees it, he's upset, but then he goes and finishes the job, wins the belt, retains, then walks to the back. Like I said, solid match. First interference of the night. Curious to see what they're going to do. Because a lot of these guys were like the wild card powerhouse people, you know. Solo started it, then it was Jacob, and then everybody invested their stock into Jacob. Now you have Jeff Cobb. So we'll see how that goes, if they're going to say he's part of the family or whatever like that. But like, once again, if you resemble a Samoan, they're going to bring Samoan in for sure. And Zilla may be there soon, who knows. But solid match. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Lyra had her straight Articuno look with the wings. At WrestleMania, she looked like she was on the cover of Pokemon Gold version for the Game Boy Color. Yeah, I'm showing my age, Game Boy Color. Y'all remember that? Anyway, no backlight. Goes against Becky Lynch. I haven't been that interested in the story, honestly, because I just haven't. Like, Becky shows up wins the titles with her, loses it the next night. Oh, I'm beating you up because you look up to me, and I'm disappointed in you because of this and that. Lyra being very short, and they got her wearing like ice cream sandwich shoes so she can be taller and stuff, and she's beating up Becky and stuff. And I just haven't really been into the story because it does kind of remind me of like the John Cena thing a little bit. Hey, I'm just sick of y'all expecting this from me, and I'm disappointed in y'all. So now it's like Becky's doing the same thing. And like I said, I don't think Becky's usage at WrestleMania was really needed. Bad ankle backs. Yeah, look, man. I'm glad she's making a lot of money. I'm glad she's one of the most popular wrestlers and stuff like that. But for y'all to just act like she's like way better than like people like Mercedes and stuff like that, and even Charlotte, I'm like, I don't see it personally. But she's a compelling character, and she has definitely improved. I don't think that it was warranted a WrestleMania match, and I called it. I said Bayley's out, Becky's in, and Becky's going to win. Becky has a great success rate with returning and winning titles. She does it. But still, this match was actually pretty good. I thought it was good. I thought it was solid. With Lyra, I love that she was doing a lot of Mexican stretch moves. Her being small benefits her doing it. You have people that on my size are taller than me having trouble doing it. Excuse me. But when she was doing it, she would roll and still have the move and then pull back. Or she swung her around like a you know what. And it was great. It was fluid. She should do that more often. I don't watch her matches like that. But she should definitely do that more often because she's short and it benefits her. It kind of reminded me of how Bryan Danielson used to do things because he was shorter, but he'd stretch you out like the Prince of Paul Snow Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that was good. Becky being the bully and disappointed in her protege, I think it all worked out. And then the referee situation started happening. With the chair, okay, cool. All right, turnbuckle is taken off. That's fine. Oh, okay. What's going to happen? All of a sudden, later in the match, Jessica, the referee, sees this. Let me go find the turnbuckle pad while this match is going on. So she leaves, comes back, sees Lyra hit her finisher, turns around 2 seconds and go back. So I was like, oh, okay. Now I groaned because I was like, okay, y'all ain't have to do it like that. Y'all could have did this a little bit better, but it is what it is. Near the end, Becky poked Lyra in the eye. They traded a couple pins or whatever, and then Lyra pinned her with one arm and holding her eye. That's how she beat Becky. Becky gets mad, starts beating up Lyra. While she's beating up Lyra, Lyra's holding her eye. While Becky is doing this armor, which is something that's supposed to break the arm or dislocate it, she's holding her eye. And the cameraman is like literally like zooming in on her holding her eye. I was like, hopefully she didn't lose her eye like Rey Mysterio did when he went against Seth Rollins when they had that eye for an eye match or whatever. That match was horrible. But that ending was horrible. But still, it was solid. I do think some things could have been cleaned up with the ref spot. And even the ending, I think, could have been like a little better. You know, having a person that small winning by rolling someone up with one arm while you're holding your eye. And hopefully your eye is okay. I didn't like that. Becky getting muscled for the chair was funny. Yeah, man, it's just certain things that have to be aesthetically pleasing. So when referees can be that strong to take stuff away from you like that, that is definitely a problem. Like imagine like a referee, Charles Robinson, trying to take it away from like Brock Lesnar. And that's the thing with people with size and stuff like that. Size matters when it comes to those kind of things. Projecting and believability is very important. The biggest person in the match is Jessica. I'm not saying that in a bad or a negative way on Jessica's size or whatever like that. But the referee, and that's somewhat of a slight issue, but it's noticeable when a wrestler who has a Hall of Fame career can get the chair snatched from a ref just like that. Maybe I'm looking too into it. You guys let me know. Made her look weak to me. Plus the multi-manhandles, it didn't make Lyra look good to have to roll up. They both look weak. I felt like the ref. Yeah, I think the longer the match went, the more I just started like, please go to the end. Like sometimes matches draw you in and you want to continue to look at it. And I think like, I don't know, I felt like something was like a little out of place, but I won't take away that the match was solid in itself. Like I said, Lyra kicked out of a lot of, like Arshawn said, Lyra kicked out of a lot of manhandle slams or whatever slams those are and stuff like that. And it was just like, okay, here we go with this. But still, um, yeah, man, them ref spots, man. You thought they had enough ref spots in the first two matches. Also, I wanted to say one thing about the first match that I thought was funny. When Jeff Cobb beat up LA Knight and he the referee was saying, "Hey, you need to get out of here." Like the mic was very loud, and I was laughing. Get him out of here! You need to go. Get him up out of here. The referees are showing they showing black and white stripes. Get out of here! I'm like, bro, it's a fatal 4-way, no DQ. He's not going anywhere. But still, next match was Dominic Mysterio versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. Dom defeated Penta. It was a good match. Penta was limping for a little bit. Got a little scared. I was like, oh man, I hope he's okay. Judgment Day, they got involved. Finn hesitated with the chair. The referee looked at him. The referees, man, I'm telling you, man, the referees is just out here on Backlash. So he seen it and then he kicked him out. But before that, solid action between Penta and Dominic. Dominic said that his gear was a tribute to Psychosis, who he considered his uncle and stuff like that. You guys know the history between Psychosis and Rey Mysterio. Penta being Penta, larger-than-life character. I think it all worked. I think they gelled well. In came where Penta was going to take over and defeat Dominic, but then El Grande Americano came in. He gave Penta the headbutt, with the lead in his head bars. Dominic took advantage, frog splash. 1, 2, 3. Solid match. Another match that involved backup and the referee being involved, kicking somebody out, kicking a group of people out. Sure. Well, our El Grande Americano, I don't know what they're going to do with his character, but I do feel like with the AAA acquisition, I do think that he's going to be a part of that. I think Penta and all these other guys are going to be a part of it as well. So I am curious to see what they're going to do with that situation. Solid match. I do think that Penta and Dom will probably be done for a little bit because I think Penta is going to move on to El Grande Americano. It works. Penta has the best look going in WWE. Yes, because it's unique. Not only just with the mask and with the people call it the Sade Smooth. They play that song. So with the paint, how he looks like Zero Metal, Cielo Metal. Even when he was in AEW, he was just great. I think he had a compelling character. He slowed down compared to what he was doing in AEW, and I think he's gelled well with the WWE flow. Let's say that. There's a lot of wrestlers who are independent wrestlers who are very successful in the independents. When they sign to WWE, they get lost in the sauce because they don't know how to slow down. They don't know about theory. They don't know how promos. They don't know how to do a lot of things and stuff like that. And I think that Penta definitely found his way. Because a lot of people are like, oh, well, WWE style is just slow and boring. Nah, I just think that this shows how versatile you are. Biggest thing is in being a great wrestler to me is how versatile you are. Okay, cool, you're great in the independents. Will you be great in WWE? Will you be great in AEW? Will you be great somewhere else? So I always think that that's very important. And I salute Penta for doing that because you would look at some of the indie stuff that he's done, you'd be like, oh man, he's not going to take it as serious. But you can tell that man has been taking it serious. So shout out to him. Shout out to his success. And I know his brother is going to follow suit and do great as well. Check my thing real quick. All right, so I got a little Walter. It's Gunther, guys. Gunther faces Pat McAfee because Pat McAfee and Michael Cole kept saying that he tapped out to Jey Uso. I like this little beef they had because I've always felt that when wrestlers hear commentators saying you tapped out or you suck or you're not this good, some wrestlers should be like, hey, I do this and you don't. So for this little whatever they're doing, I thought that was pretty good. Setting up into it. I do know a lot of people expected Goldberg to come out and help Pat McAfee because Goldberg used to play football. Pat McAfee used to play football and stuff like that. But that just wasn't the case here. Walter. Why I want to keep calling him Walter? Gunther was being a bully. Pat McAfee was channeling his inner Ric Flair. I'm gonna put my dukes up and I'm gonna fall. Man, Gunther chopped him so hard he started turning red, like a kidney bean red, like bloodshot red, like it was crazy. And then you hear like Michael Cole clapping, "Come on, Pat! Come on, Pat! Come on, Pat!" There was a few things that I didn't like about the match. I didn't like when Pat and Walter was like throwing punches. Gunther started flinching and started covering up. I didn't like that because, like I said, Pat is a part-time wrestler and Gunther is a full-time. He's like a bully and stuff about his business. So, also, the match probably would have did better for me if it was shorter. It didn't have to be a long match. I do know that there was 5 matches, and it was a 2 hours and 30-minute event basically. But I do think that it should have been a little bit shorter. Pat is older now compared to when he was wrestling a few years ago, and from time to time he tried to jump over the rope, he got caught. He was doing some things with the backflips, like landing on his feet, but he almost fell or he fell over and stuff like that. A lot of the kicks was a little messed up, but still the crowd was into it. The claps, the admiration, the adoration, the inspiration, the concentration, the hesitation, the physication, the education, relaxation. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all, it's late. But still, it was very entertaining for what it was. Michael Cole being involved because Gunther tried to grab him, and then Pat stopped him, and then Gunther tried to body slam Pat, and then you see Michael Cole trying to grab his foot and hold it down for the pin, but it didn't work. And then Gunther chokes out Pat at the end, and Gunther basically waits for Pat to get up and I guess give him some respect. I'm sick of seeing that. I wanted Gunther to knock him out or take him out or something. How many times does Gunther have to get people respect or give people respect? Like, what's next for Gunther? Maybe it is Goldberg. I don't have nothing against that. Maybe it is. But like I said, I don't disrespect. I'm giving you respect, but you was the dude that was dissing me for tapping out. Solid match. Should have been shorter. Excuse me. That was another match where somebody ran interference. Backlash. Michael Cole. Main event time. I went into this as this was a match that was for us adults who were teenagers and who were kids who grew up watching Cena and Orton feud for the past 20 years. So I was like, it's not for the kids, it's for us. So I was happy to see John Cena and Randy Orton in the ring one more time, right? Especially with John Cena saying he's retiring and stuff like that. I do feel like Orton has like a few more years in his repertoire compared to Cena. And Cena has a lot of things that he's doing. So like this is his victory lap as the WWE champion, the record-breaking 17-time champion. The match started great. Slow, didn't need to be fast. These two guys are not fast-paced wrestlers. And I think that's what I like about them, because usually when you have people who have similar styles, people get bored fast. But you had your "this is awesome" chance. You had your chance on both sides and stuff like that. They both did great. I think this is one of those matches that they could have wrestled for an hour, and they almost did. But it was just the end part that like threw it off. Eventually, it started picking up the pace. Obviously, it started liking that. Started doing great things. They was doing certain moves, powerhouse moves, the old school stuff. Orton picking apart certain things, the 5-knuckle shuffle, a lot of the great stuff, right? Then they started doing RKOs and attitude adjustments. A lot of people don't be realizing how great of a move when John Cena has Randy Orton and is about to do the AA, and then Randy turns it into an RKO. I know it doesn't look like a standard RKO, but I love it every time. And sometimes people react slow because it does look like Randy is still getting hit with the AA, despite the fact that he is grabbing John Cena's head to go down for the RKO. So I definitely understand why people don't react to it, but I've seen them do this so many times. Well, one time, and I'm like, man, I love it every time. I think it's very, very creative. Eventually, they started trading finishers, and they kept kicking out. It started to go into a referee spot. Referee gets knocked over. They go outside. Randy Orton, he's trying to clear off the announce table so he can do some stuff. Yeah, you had to see the replay. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Randy Orton was clearing the table because he was trying to put Cena through the announce table. All of a sudden, Cena was trying to. Cena hits Randy. Randy goes into the referees, as I recall. Randy picks up John Cena, gives him the AA on the announce table. The announce table doesn't break. Please bring back the old school announce tables that broke as soon as you sneezed on it. Because the table started breaking after Cena fell on it and then fell off of it. Then the table started breaking, and then you could tell that Randy was trying to figure out what should I do next. And then eventually he got a table from around the corner of the ring, set it up, and then gave Cena an attitude adjustment from that as he drunk some prime after it. And it was just like, ugh. I get it. I thought it was nice. It was a good cover up or whatever like that. Orton goes for another RKO, tries to pin Cena. Referee comes out. Another referee. Cena kicks out. Randy's talking to the referee. Cena tries to hit Randy. Randy moves out the way. Guess who gets hit with the title? Referee. Referee. Referee gets hit with the title. Cena eats another RKO. All of a sudden, Nick Aldis, Jamie Noble, Jason Jordan, security for the referees. It came to check on the referees. Look, outside of the referee, the first match, saying Jeff Cobb, he need to get out of here between Jessica being bigger than the other wrestlers and the spots she did and everything. The referee kicking out the Judgment Day and stuff like that. Come on, man. You checking on the referees during the match, and to me, that didn't need to happen. That didn't need to happen at all. I did like that Orton gave all of them RKOs. Excuse me. I liked it, but at the same time, was this necessary for all of these guys, all of the security guys, to check on the referee? If anything, Nick should have just came out by himself. I think Nick should have came out by himself and then just ate the RKO. In my opinion, that's how I think that would have been a little better. But to have security all come out, like 6 people, probably 4 or 5, but still checking on one referee, and I guess they were checking on the one outside to eat RKOs is crazy. So goes into, I do believe Cena probably hit Randy with another attitude, or Randy was setting up for the punt. Randy's setting up for the punt. This is like the second time. No, yeah, Cena tried to set it up, and then Orton got the best of it. One of those things in the order. I'm saying it out of order, or maybe I'm saying it in the same. It ends where Orton is about to punt kick Cena. So he's setting up, like, oh man, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. Runs towards Cena. R-Truth comes out. R-Truth comes out. R-Truth comes out, begs Randy to not hit his childhood hero John Cena. Please don't hit my childhood hero John Cena. R-Truth comes out. R-Truth. R-Truth. Highlight of the night. That's bad that that's a highlight, bro. R-Truth comes out. Begs Randy to not do it in the middle of this title match. Randy gives him an RKO. Cena gives Randy a low blow, gets the belt, hits Randy with the belt, pins Randy. Referee takes forever to come in for a slow count. You hear the crowd saying BS, BS, BS. He should have, but I think that's one of his things he's saying. Y'all want to see me do that. His new finishing move is some honky-dory stuff and then hitting with the title. That's his finisher. Hitting you with the championship is his finisher, and that's fine. The ending of this match was not good. It could have been done better. R-Truth should have stayed at home. Like unless R-Truth is gonna like side with Cena or something, something has to happen. R-Truth didn't need to come out. You know, the crowd was saying BS, BS, BS. Johnson, he came out, he was like, hey, you know, he was looking, grabbed the mic, hey, cut the music and blah, blah, blah. I'm this and that. Here you go, St. Louis. Then eventually the crowd was like, thank you, Cena. Thank you, Cena. You know, everybody, you know, it's one of his last wrestling appearances is in St. Louis for them, you know. I mean, Truth should have something. He should have something a rap or something like. I just don't know. But I like the finish only because I feel like it's a Mania redo, like a mulligan. I enjoyed Backlash or Backup or Referee Backlash or the Backlash of the referees or the Flight of the Zebras. I did enjoy it better than WrestleMania. I will say that. I think the end could have been slightly better. And also, I think, for me, the ending kind of got messed up because there were other interferences throughout this whole show between Jeff Cobb in the first match, El Grande and Judgment Day, and a small thing of Michael Cole. Like, if like, I don't think all of these interferences was necessary and stuff like that. I truly do not think that it was necessary. I don't even think that you needed Jeff Cobb to debut at Backlash. I don't think that was, you didn't even need to have that. Like I said, it was solid. It was solid. I just didn't like the end of Randy and Cena because this is most likely their last match. And it involved R-Truth. And I love R-Truth, but it involved R-Truth. Just like Cena's match at WrestleMania involved Travis Scott. This match is better than him and Cody, though. I'll give it that. I'll say that. I'm curious to see what's going to happen Monday. We'll see how it goes, but like I said, man, it was just a lot of ref interferences and referees, and it was just a lot of interferences from me. It's only 5 matches, so even if you have like 3 interferences out of 5 matches, I feel like that's a little too much. And I feel like it didn't need to happen. Like, even the Fatal 4-Way, Solo didn't even have to do that. They definitely could have just did something. I understand what they're doing to have tension between Fatu and Solo, but at the same time, yeah, it was just a lot. I feel you. WWE has a pattern of reusing gimmicks. Yeah. It was another PLE, and I was like, it was WrestleMania. I didn't. Io, Becky, and Rhea, they had the same ending. Well, let me say, Dominic and his Fatal 4-Way, it basically ended the same way the women's match ended. The triple threat. Somebody pinning somebody after doing the top rope move, and it's just the same thing. As far as the Randy and Cena thing goes, I enjoyed it for the most part. I just didn't like how the last 5 to 6 minutes went down. I do think that they could have did it a little better. I don't know when Saturday night's main event is. I do know that people felt a certain way that Jay wasn't there wrestling against Logan. Like, I believe it was supposed to happen at Backlash, but it's going to Saturday night main event. I'm not mad at that. I do feel like the Saturday night main event is probably going to be the time slots for the World Heavyweight Champion from now on. It's cool. I think Jay, so far, he's been doing decent. He had a great match with Seth Rollins last Monday and stuff like that. And I do think that him and Logan will have a great match. I know that a lot of people don't like Logan personally, but I do think that they'll have a great match. I give the PLE a 2.5 out of 5. It felt like a good Raw. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I think that if stuff was a little more polished with certain situations, it would happen. I'm gonna grab some water. Like, to me, you guys, like, there's no way a show should have 5 matches with some stuff that's a little too similar. You know what I'm saying? That's my only gripe, really. Yeah, I definitely felt like something could have been like a little just polished. and stuff like that. Like, and I have nothing against like Jeff Cobb and stuff. Like, I like some of the stuff he's done, but he didn't need to show up today. He didn't need to show up at all. But we'll see where it goes. It does seem like Cena is going to go against some of his older rivals, so I do see him probably going against CM Punk somehow down the line, even though Punk is on Raw. I could see him going against some of the older guys that he used to go against and stuff like that. Shoot, if they get Brock Lesnar back, that'd be dope too. Roman, I definitely see him going against like a lot of these guys one more time. Like I said, I wish the matches was just a little bit better. Him and Cody was like a real letdown. I really thought that was going to be better than what that was. And then this match, everything was good leading up to like the last few minutes. I definitely was like, oh man, come on, y'all. Come on now. Really, security guards, security, and agents checking on referees. R-Truth. That's not what's up. That's not what's up. Main event gave me more than I expected, honestly. Like, to me, they are like, I know that there people are going to be like, oh, well, they wrestle different. They wrestle similar to me, but I think they have magic with each other, right? So they've been doing this for what, 20 plus years. The graphics said they had like 19 matches, singles. They had like 30 or 40 tag teams. They wrestled each other for so long, and I think that they wrestled the less is more approach. I do that as a wrestler too. I don't need to do a million things, right? I don't feel like that's possible, and I think that both of them do a great job. They hear the crowd and they bounce off the crowd certain things that work. So I knew that the match was going to be solid for the most part. I just didn't think R-Truth would be involved in it. That's just me. I expected a slow, boring match. I think some did, because it was also let down because with the Cena and Cody match. Because that match was like slow. It made Cody seem like he was way older than what he was. But this match, it felt like between Randy and Cena, it kind of went back a little bit. And I don't know if it's because Cena did the hair transplant and he had like the veins in his arms and stuff because he's working out or something. I don't know, but still, I did enjoy it for the most part. I say I enjoyed 85% of the match. And the last 15% of it I didn't like. It could have been done with just a little better. You know what I'm saying? Just a little better. Name for your submission, the board breaker. That'd be cool. Or the father board, because I'm the daddy. I don't know. I know that's not recorded. But still. I just want to speak about it for a little bit. Like I said, I usually wait till I go home or drive home and we speak about it, you know, Arshawn, Robert Brown, Yella and stuff usually. But shoot, it ended at what, like 9 o'clock? A little bit before 9. Yeah, a little bit before 9. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, we can talk about it on the break. It's 38 minutes, so definitely know I got to get back on that. But still, thank you guys for rocking with me. Like I said, this should have been called backup because everybody needed some backup. Almost every match, everybody needed rep backup, and the referees, man, they got their chance to shine today, or not shine. So it's like I said, like just some small things that could have been a little better or whatever like that. But for the most part, it was solid. I don't think it's something like WrestleMania as well, same with WrestleMania, that I'm going to go back and watch something. I don't think I'm going to technically go back and watch any other matches. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's also very important too. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes like you want to go back and watch it. Like last year, WrestleMania 40, I went back and watched Cody and Roman. I went back and watched a few of the matches, the 6-woman tag match. I went back and stuff like that, and it's just like this is another one I don't think I'm just gonna go back and watch. So hopefully Saturday night main event is dope. They got the events in Saudi Arabia. I forgot the event already. If y'all remember the event, let me know before I get off of this live. But they promoting the event in Saudi Arabia. It's not Saturday. What was it? It was something. Shoot. It was something. So they promoting that, and they promoting Saturday night's main event. So we'll see where it goes from here. But still, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm comparing it to C3 because it's nothing against WWE, but C3 it definitely was a solid show. It definitely was a way more solid show and stuff like that. When I rewatched it, I enjoyed it and stuff like that. When you have a team like Arshawn and Yella and Dose and a lot of stuff trying to help me do things, I guess it all works and it gels well and a lot of stuff makes sense. No shade to WWE, but it's just some advertisement isn't working. Actually, it was one advertisement, was it Old Spice? Excuse me, the Old Spice advertisements was funny. Like Jay and the Miz spraying each other with the stuff, and people, oh man, that smells good. But I cannot for the life of me tell you what event was supposed to happen in Saudi Arabia. So it's not Money in the Bank, it's not Royal Rumble, it's something, and I forgot. I don't know if I was at work or I was just trying to remember what happened, but it definitely was something that they was promoting. I forgot. Oh well, it'll come to me eventually. But do hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'm going to finish up the stuff that I have to do today. Thank you guys for rocking with me. If you have not yet, subscribe and also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. Peace out, Rashawn. Peace out, Yella. Peace out, Robert Brown. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.